All right, I'm kicking this left. Fish right there. They're hanging right off the outside edge of this grass because we're about in the grass now. Holy, that is a cluster of fish. Morning, guys. That's the #1 son, Josh. Back in the boat. We are not on the Kissimmee chain. We are on the Winter Haven chain for 2 reasons, really. One, I got high school kids out here in 2 weeks, and the boat is going for some major bottom repairs. We're doing a new gel coat on the bottom starting tomorrow. So I got to practice, and that's going to take about 10 days. And there is a freedom ride on the Kissimmee chain today, which, I don't know, 2,000 airboats or so running around in the waters exactly where I would want to fish. So we're out here in Winter Haven, and I have no idea what's going on, so we're going to figure it out. Oh yeah, and that's going to happen all day because somebody forgot to put the plug in the motor. Y'all stick around. All right. Shallow as a bust, at least here on this lake when it's as clear as it is. So we're on Lake Winterset. The vegetation is completely different than it was the last time I was here. My waypoints way out there had vegetation on them. Now they don't have anything but hard bottom. We came shallow, saw a few males, little males on beds, and now we're moving back offshore to find the edge of the weed line and see if we can't find the bigger fish holding. We're a week after the full, so these females are probably parked on the first weed line out here, feeding up after spawning last week. So that's the only shot we got right now. We have seagulls, or at least terns, I think is what they are, the little bitty ones out here, but they're not diving. They're just chilling for the moment. So we are, there's a few of them roaming around, so we're gonna keep an eye on them, and we're gonna try to find a bite. So y'all stick around. Show you how to use this. All right, so I got 360 running, and there's a grass patch over there. Rings are 10 foot, 20 foot over, and you see some white spots in it, right? So I'm gonna swing the live over there and look at that grass patch, and there you go. Couple fish right on the outside edge of that grass patch. Just kind of sitting there, not really doing much. Some of those may not be fish, some of those may be grass, but I think that one's fish. That one's a fish. So I'm just looking at that patch right there.
Yeah.
You see that? You got some fish right out in front of it. So I'm using both of them together. And I just cast my swim bait over there. So throw your worm. We're drifting right on top of it actually, but just right out there.
Yeah.
And let it go to the bottom. Because I think these fish are coming up chasing shiners because they're working that pontoon boat's working this one. There we go, finally, first one on a swim bait. Out of an isolated grass patch. Decent fish. Get in the boat.
Pretty too.
Okay, we figured something out. Swim bait, isolated grass patches in 17 feet of water. But I made a cast to it. That's a little female. She's getting ready. I was talking to Josh, letting it go all the way to the bottom, and it's a keel weighted swim bait, the one that Lou was killing me on last weekend at the BB&B in the South Fork Canal. But swim bait, nice healthy fish. We've been fishing 20 minutes. So y'all stick around. All right, let's figure out where they are again. Straight ahead of the boat. 2 of them. Damn, there's some nice fish out there too. All right, so we have moved offshore even further and fishing some offshore brush piles. And the reason we stopped here, this is an old waypoint of mine, is there was a ring of gulls around this spot. It's like, hey, what do you guys know? We don't know. So we're spot number 2, and there's a lot of fish suspended at 15 feet. 25 feet of water, the fish are at 15. Alright, we're still at one fish. We've been out here about 2.5 hours now. Tried some offshore spots, deep, 25 feet, some structure. Found some fish on the structure. Didn't fish it too long. We didn't want to give that spot away. Not today, anyway. Came back into Eloise, fished some shallow structure. Went out and looked at some offshore structure. Saw some fish. Fished it a little bit, but it's just a really nice day out here today, which means there's 1,000 boats on the water. So we're on the north shore of Eloise now, kind of fishing our way back to the ramparts. We've both had just about enough of this. But the fish that we've seen are where they're supposed to be. Last week they would have been up shallow spawning. Looks like they're moving out to the first submerged grass line and just holding there. And that's about a cast length that way. Josh is fishing towards the bank. I'm fishing towards the barren land out past the edge of the grass. So get out here on Eloise next week or so. Take a look at the moon chart. As long as the weather holds, that chart's going to tell you exactly where the fish are. Full moon, up shallow. Waning, they're moving out. New moon, some of them may come shallow. They're still going to be outside edge of the grass line. Then as we start waxing back towards the full, they're coming shallow. So today we're just started the waning. We're a week into the wane. We're a week away from the new. 2 weeks from now, when we're back out here on a tournament, we should be waxing. So they should be headed in to spawn and be aggressive. That's how you find fish, using the moon. And if the weather's constant, it's money. There's your tip for today. We're gonna fish our way back to the ramp. Maybe we'll catch a few. Y'all stick around. Yeah, we gotta get out of here. This is gonna drive me nuts. I thought that was you. I told my son, it's like, "God, somebody's sitting on one of Caleb's spots." I'm like, wait a minute, that might be Caleb sitting on his own spot. There's not many white trackers with twin poles out here, so. By the way, guys, that's Caleb. That's the Winter Haven stick right there. We're gonna call it. There's a lot of boats out here, and you can see them in the background. It's getting crazy. So next time we'll be back out here with the high school team, and you guys get out here and catch you some fish. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.